A few days ago, I was kind of frustrated because I wanted to go on a hike. I must recognize I've been finding myself pretty interested in hiking lately. Or to put it in simple words, going to the mountain. That place you can get to whenever you want to get away from the artificial noise that clutters your mind. But that spot on the map where you are sure you will have a good/human time with your close ones. I was determined about going there, and this time, I was not willing to depend on a friend's availability. But something was forcing me to stay, even though I wanted to grab my backpack, put some gear inside, and just leave. Fear. That's it. You may be thinking, dude, just go on your own. Don't have to make a whole video about it. But man, I would be surprised if at least 2% of the population has ever ventured into a remote area on their own, at least once in their lives. There are plenty of reasons behind it. Wild animals, fractures, disorientation, and slippery surfaces are the first ones that come to mind. And as your mom would always say, the best way to conquer fear is by facing it. So, I just had a look at the weather for the upcoming 3 days. It's gonna be cloudy, I'm gonna enjoy it, but I've decided that I will go to a mountain where I already have been. The last time I went there was about 3 weeks ago, and there was plenty of snow, especially on the top of the mountain. I fell down about 5 times, I ripped my pants off, and I had my friends grabbing my hand and pulling me out of the snow because it was pretty deep, which will not happen if I go on my own. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but the only thing I know is that I'm bringing you with me on this adventure. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Alright guys, so I was supposed to get here by 10:20, but I lost my bus, so I had to get an Uber, and I'm already here. I have to walk for half an hour till I get to the base of the mountain, and then I'm gonna start hiking for about 4 hours. I'm sure some of you might think a young lad who's kind of afraid of facing loneliness. But it's not really about being lonely. I would say it's more about pushing myself to the things without depending on anyone else until I get confident with it. It's something we do not really learn when we're younger. And I'm not just talking about hiking alone. I mean, going to the cinema, going out for lunch, traveling, cycling. They tend to sound scary, or at least strange for us when we think about doing them solo. I just believe that if something scares us, there might be a reason behind it. So we better start facing it, right? After carrying a tripod for an hour, I finally got used to it. Then I started to enjoy the silence, which gave me enough space to think. At some point I thought to myself, this is the first time I'm hiking on my own, and I'm glad I'm doing it at 24 because I realized I actually like it. And there are so many years ahead where I can keep doing this anywhere around the world, but then I started questioning myself a bit, and I felt regret. You see, when I lived in Australia, I really wanted to do this, a lot actually, but every time I waited for a friend to say, let's do it, or to team up and make plans. And when that didn't happen, I just canceled the idea. Sometimes I feel like I would like to go back there and just change how everything was. But anyway, we can definitely start taking better and different decisions from now on.
I get sunscreen in my eye every 5 minutes. Hate it for real, man. It's not cloudy at all. No, man. It's sunny. Now I'm covered by the trees, but now I'm about to get right under the sunlight. I'm getting hungry now, so I'll try to find a spot where I can sit down and have lunch. The last meal I had was about 6 a.m. in the morning. That's like 8 hours ago. So I'm starving now. I got my meal. Yes, sir, I got it ready in my backpack. Now I just gotta find a place, chill out, and then continue. This one looks like a very good spot to have lunch, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. No noise, no cars. It feels good to disconnect sometimes. I got like a strange feeling inside me. I don't know how to put it on words, but I feel like I'm having a very good time with myself. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm truly enjoying this time. Now, I already know that I feel great by being here on my own. Now I feel like I want to come back. I want to discover more. I want more of this because I already know how it feels for the first time. Now I'm gonna have lunch. I brought some pasta with me. I usually say that my favorite food is pizza, but dude, after hiking for about 4 hours, I would definitely say my favorite food is pasta from now on.
After lunch, I started to feel like I probably wouldn't make it to the lookout point. The pack ranger had clearly told me to start heading back by 4:30 at the latest. I was a bit frustrated. Not reaching the summit was definitely not part of my plan, but in the end, the real goal that took me up there was something else, and I nailed it completely. I kept walking anyway, just to see what the conditions were like closer to the top. And yep, still snowy. That was a clear sign it was time to turn back.
Alright guys, I think that's it. 4:10, we gotta start going down. We still have plenty of daylight, but I have to be responsible, gotta take care of myself.
I would like to wrap up this video by saying that I really appreciate you sticking around till the end. As you can see, this is a brand new channel. I started to give my English self a space to finally get creative. So feel free to subscribe in case you want to keep seeing this guy doing, well, human stuff. Thanks again, stay safe, and see you in the next one.